Senegalese Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko has proposed closing French military bases in the country, arguing that their prolonged presence conflicts with Senegal's aspiration for full control over its affairs. He expressed these views during a joint conference with French left-wing politician Jean-Luc Mélenchon in Dakar on Thursday. More than 60 years after our independence, we must question the reasons why the French army, for example, still benefits from several military bases in our country and the impact of this presence on our national sovereignty and our strategic autonomy, Sonko remarked. France currently has around 350 troops in Senegal, following a reduction from 1,200 in 2010. Critics have denounced the continued presence of these troops as a vestige of French dominance over its former colony, despite Senegal gaining independence in 1960. On Thursday, Sonko, a popular former opposition leader who became prime minister after his hand-picked presidential candidate Bassirou Diomaye Faye won a landslide victory in the March elections, mentioned that several countries have offered Senegal defense agreements. But this does not justify the fact that a third of the Dakar region is now occupied by foreign garrisons, he asserted. Senegal's neighbors, military-ruled Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, have turned to Russia for security assistance after expelling French troops. These three West African nations have accused the former colonial power of interfering in their internal affairs and failing to address jihadist insurgencies in the Sahel region after more than a decade of operations. Ouagadougou, Bamako, and Niamey have also formed a Sahel States alliance and jointly announced their departure from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in January. The military authorities criticized the 15-nation regional bloc for allegedly serving foreign interests and threatening their countries. In his speech, Sonko declared that Senegal would strengthen relations with the coup-installed governments in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. "We will not let go of our brothers in the Sahel, and we will do everything necessary to strengthen the ties," the Prime Minister stated. He also mentioned that Senegal, which shares the euro-pegged CFA franc currency with 7 other countries, would prefer a flexible currency to help absorb economic shocks and enhance export competitiveness. President Faye had initially promised to abandon the CFA franc during the election campaign, but later reversed this stance. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali have suggested moving away from the CFA franc towards a common currency, a step that Niamey has described as a step out of colonization.